Okay, we're back at it again for the same reason as yesterday. Gotta enjoy it, gotta love it. Make sure that my work knows that I am suffering. Gonna check the audio balance and everything as well. Well, unfortunately my microphone sounds a little scuffed.
Roulettes like yesterday, doing the random using a wheel of names. We'll see if that makes it any better. Okay. Rolled Astrologian. And we're just gonna start with roulettes. Oh yeah, that sounds a lot better. Perfect. Okay, cool. And we're just gonna do what we've been doing. I'll check my retainers real quick. Pretty sure they haven't sold anything. I've been making some like really old and unnecessary stuff. So once they get low priced, it'll be time to merc them. Yeah, nothing sold. That's okay. It's okay. We've been doing a pretty good job of doing things. I did accidentally run my roulette, my expert roulette. I thought I had hit start stream. Turns out I did not. So we're doing everything but that, though. Let's be for real. We're probably gonna run the expert roulette today. Also, let's just see if there's a Cinder Drift, or not Cinder Drift, one I need. It's not up. Cannot wait to start doing this. I could just, again, put out the Party Finder for Mount Ordeals, but we're gonna do the roulettes first. We almost have enough for our next weapon, which is feeling pretty good. We almost have enough to continue with the Manderville, what is it, axe? Yeah. As well. So here's hoping we can figure something out. I'm pretty excited for today. I've been, I actually have a plan. After we finish our roulettes, I kind of know what I want to do today. Which we will change the title of that. First things first, after every roulette, I'm going to look to see if the Mount Ordeals Extreme is up, so we can unlock the Mentor roulette properly and start that fun grind. Then, after I finish with all my roulettes, I'm going to start a brand new run of Palace of the Dead using a random job. Why Palace of the Dead? Because I haven't beaten it in a party or solo all the way to 200. I think I've made it to 100, but not solo. I don't think I have. Well, maybe I did on Sarah, my old main, but I don't think I have on Clarissa. What is it? Dungeons. Yeah, I have not on Clarissa yet. But Hero of Galmore is a fun title. But then also getting it, you know, getting the Necromancer or Lonely Explorer also sounds fun. So that's going to be the goal. And we are going to start fresh from level 1 because, assuming I don't get stuck in the duty commence as a healer with a 2-minute wait time. Very fun. I don't remember where I'm sitting, but I know that for a lot of the deep dungeons that I have partook in recently, I have pulled aetherpool out because there's achievements for getting the weapons. But we had to do a lot with a Realm Reborn aetherpool weapons, because you had to get at least one of each of the basic ones. Yeah, we're at 75-79. And I know that usually you want to go in with 99.99 to interact with the like getting the Necromancer title. But there's a part of me that wants to pull out. Let's just it's 30 grips, right? So it's Iuna. Request to keep your aetherpool gear. Yeah, it's 3 grips, which is 30 things. So we actually have 2 weapons that we can get right now. Or we could grind out and get to 90 something, and then go from there. I'm not sure which I want to do yet. We have time. Like I said, I'm going to run all my roulettes first.
You've come. I'll begin by wearing you down.
It's a warrior, so I'm not as worried about healing them, which is good because Astrologian feels spicy to heal with sometimes. But we're gonna see how this goes. Gonna pop divination. We're gonna give this to you. We're gonna do this. And yeah, you can see the warriors kind of healing themselves, so there's nothing for me to do, which is very good. Or very nice, rather. And with all the buffs that I've popped out, with the fact that we have a pretty strong DPS comp, we mowed through that first group very fast. Guess I'm not surprised that the mentor doesn't know which direction to go. Don't mind that I'm a mentor. Shush, shush, shush. Nobody needs to know that. Okay. We're gonna drop those. Drop a buff on the red mage for damage, and then drop a regen buff on the tank. It just helps the tank maintain their own healing. And then afterwards, we use things like Exaltation and Celestial Interjection to let the warrior kind of heal itself. Now, if this was a Dark Knight, you'd be a lot more pressed to maintain its health. In what I'm gonna call like normal gameplay. Okay. Now we want to waste 4 seconds here, and then I want to buff the Dragoon along with this, so everyone gets buffed. Dragoon gets buffed. Lord of Crowns, Oracle, and then I'm gonna throw these both on the tank. It's not necessarily important that you put your 2 support cards on the tank. It is, however, important that you have a reason for putting your cards somewhere. So for me, one of those cards increases the amount of healing from healing actions. So the tank was healing themselves, so I was just giving them a small buff. The other one is a very small barrier, not super important, but it gave the tank a small tinge, especially because they were too far and they got knocked into the wall, which isn't good. For warriors, you do want to use shields when you can to buff them, because again, they're gonna heal themselves. So you're not really pushing to we don't want to be here. So you're not really pushing to over heal them, because they're gonna heal themselves. I'm gonna use Surecast so we don't get knocked back. We can just keep casting. But things like Bull, Exaltation, and Celestial Intersection are way better for Warrior, because they've got heals. They don't need you to heal. As much. And it's the same with Paladin. You can heal a lot less directly with Paladin. You just want to mitigate the amount of damage that the Paladin is taking, so that their heals, man, trying to heal and do the talking is not my strong suit, apparently. Oh no. Okay, good. I was messing that up left and right. So with Paladin and Warrior, they have a lot of aggressive self-healing. Not as obviously Warrior has the most, but Paladin doesn't. All their spells heal them. They're really short cooldown as a regen. So there's a lot of healing in the Paladin's kit, on top of the fact that they just have some of the best base mitigations. Again, they're like 40% gives them a massive shield. Like a shield comparable to my Benefic 2. So it's not like they're hurting for, you know, staying alive. So what you want to do is give them the slight mitigations to keep them sustained while they heal themselves. At least that's how I've always done it. There's always, you know, extremes. Like there will maybe just be a day where all your warriors don't press the one button that keeps them alive, or the 3 buttons, you know, Equilibrium, Bloodwetting, and believe it or not, Shake It Off is another really good solo mit for Warrior, because it gives you the shield, it gives you a heal, and then it gives you a regen effect. It's actually one of the strongest party mitts in the game, in my opinion. Which I think is kind of silly, because a lot of people don't seem to utilize it for solo healing or solo use. But I would almost say it's not required, but it's a very strong use of the skill, like in these group pulls. Especially if your healer's struggling a little bit. And I just dumped way too much mitigation on the tank. But I'm kind of doing it as a means to ensure my DPS remains up. And to reset my cards, which is why I put like the bowl on them, despite also having Exaltation and having used 2 Celestial Intersections. It's just what it is. I believe it's the Bloody Headsman that targets the healer. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and pop this. And I'm gonna pop this early. Just so that I can focus more on the damaging aspect of what I'm doing, and not worry about fitting it into my buffs. Now the thing with healers, so each of these guys has a slightly different mechanic. Well, almost each of them. There are 3 different special mechanics that these guys have. The 2 DPS ones share a mechanic, though I think it's done slightly differently. But the healer one is it applies a cleansable doom to your character, and you just have to cleanse it. This is it. He's putting the doom on me right now. So you just watch and Asuna, and now I'm good to do whatever I need to do. The DPS get a burning floor and something destroy while it's burning, and obviously the tank gets something they can interrupt that makes the boss hit harder, and then immediately gets into a tank buster. So there's just a little bit of like a slight difference in the combat, enough that if you're not paying attention, it'll hurt. But not enough that you're cooked for not really understanding it. I mean, you will get cooked. Like, people drop like flies in this fight. These things that cross the floor, if you touch them, they deal damage and put a paralysis on you. It's not good. Makes dodging the next set of mechanics a little difficult. Now, we have the least amount of personal DPS as a freaking, as a astrologian. So never feel bad if, as an astro, if you are late to finishing. Even though your guy will have less health than the other guys, because you just do the least amount of damage as a healer, there's not much you can do about it, especially as an Astro, who I think had the lowest personal DPS of all the healers. You just kind of gotta put up with it, and it's fine. I should probably let the tank live, I guess. Also, as an Astro, in like pulls like this, the best thing you can do is just layer your AoE healing that also deals damage. Like Macrocosmos does 200 potency in damage in an AoE, and then stores damage taken and heals it back. And then Earthly Star is, you know, a burst of healing that you can pop early. So if like you drop it down at the start of the fight, and then the tank takes an unnecessarily high amount of damage because they're just not mitigating properly or something, you can just pop it early instead of letting it run its full course. You'll also notice that I'm skipping using some of my cards. It's because having a DPS card at the start of a pull is better than having the bowl. You could argue throwing the bowl on the tank and then utilizing the card, the draw system, is better. Like I could have thrown it on now. But also, don't forget that it gives you mana back when you do it. So there's reasons behind it. It's just, you know, maybe not the most optimal, but I would rather have everything set up. Almost like doing a soft reset, you know what I mean? Kind of like now I'm not really going to use the damage card, I'm going to use the regen so I don't have to even remotely touch the tank, despite casting Exaltation on myself like a little silly Billy. But let's say I had Astral Draw ready, I wouldn't use it because throwing the spear on, say, my ranged DPS here is more important than skipping it over getting the melee one, which is debatable. It really depends on who's doing the most damage, but we're gonna go ahead and use it now. It's very possible they have an opener planned. Go ahead and just toss this out. It might not do anything. It might, who knows? And now we're gonna hold these for the 20 seconds because I want to use both Divination and the Balance at the same time. So everyone gets a buff, and then also my melee gets a buff. And you would just, you know, I'm gonna hold it for that, but if you were on the other draw, you could also hold it for that. Also, there is a little optimization you can do on Astrologian, where you see how my red mage, they're like alternating, but let's just say the red mage was consistently at the higher enmity score here. I would 100% throw all of the damage buff cards on the red mage if the red mage was just consistently doing better.
Pause or mercy.
And that's just because they would just utilize the extra damage slightly better than someone else. But that's like a minute, like, little thing,
The spark of light
little
is
optimization.
every blinding flash.
That it's not really worth worrying about unless you play the job a lot. Now there's a few safe spots you can take this whole area, but then there's a sliver up here
Death
for that one.
is everywhere. Pillaging
But then there's also like these ones are always the same. So one's crossing here, one's crossing here, and then you can just stay up there and move in accordance with that. As like a general thing. Let the tank heal themselves a little bit better. Get our regen back up. Throw this back down. Feel like we're gonna need it. Like over here is the safe spot here. But technically speaking, there's that sliver over there, which I started to run to for some reason, and I don't know why. Like it was actually better for whatever reason. It was not. Okay, so now we're swapping. Now we're gonna buff everyone and then also the red mage. And then I'm gonna pop this and hope that people stack with me for safety. Pop this. And then pop this. You might notice I prioritize damage even amongst like being noob. That is a personal choice. You do not have to prioritize damage in that situation. Prioritizing healing might actually be better. I just know we're gonna be fine. I've been running this dungeon with these guys for what, 17 minutes at that point. We would have been fine either way. All right, rolling in. We have Pictomancer, Black Mage, and Machinist as the last three, and it landed on Pictomancer, so that will be our high-level dungeon roulette class. I'm out. Yeah. So we can go Pictomancer here. Cute as a button like usual. And yeah, we will just move on to the next one, which is high level. Well, first, Storm's Crown, Void Dias. Yeah, so we still don't have it up yet. That's okay. We go to high level, so now we have time to consider. I think I'm gonna go ahead and forge an aetherpool grip. Oh, can't do it while in Duty Finder. That's unfortunate, but fair. So one of the things that I've also been doing, as you can see, I've finally got 4 out of 6 steps, or 4 out of 6 crystals done for the initial step of the Heaven's Word relics. It is 13. Now, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, okay, it is 13. I was like, that's right. So we got the wind, earth, lightning, ice, and we started on the water. I ran 7 fates and got 1 luminous water crystal. The hinterlands have been currently the coolest. Now, after the water crystals, we have the final ones, which are the fire crystals, which are found in Azazla. And I saved that for last because Azazla is also where you turn, as far as I know, where you turn in this quest. So I just wanted to be there last. Oh, nice. So after leveling roulette, we'll be at the new weapon. And because we have one, actually, we're at the new weapon now. But I'm going to try and make it back up to 2,000. Because at one point, for every 3 weapons, will be a 4th weapon at that point. Ooh. Asdala's Legacy. Pretty cute. Mikote. Both of them. And then a nice unicorn knight. Looks like a Highlander, maybe. Our Viper's watching cutscenes. What do I have at this level? We're 90. So everything but the cool spells. Yeah, I don't have Nadine either. Okay. This dungeon is honestly kind of straightforward. The first boss trips a lot of people up. So I'll see about talking about that a little bit as we go. I just kind of do though, so I don't really know how to explain that one. You just kind of you see where it's going and then change for it. Change in accordance to that. I know that doesn't help anybody though. It sounds like I'm being an asshole. So we'll take a look at it, but I don't really know how to explain it. It's all kind of gauging the AoEs, just kind of knowing where those are gonna like extend to, which just comes with playtime. So yeah, it's just one of those things that it's just like, I'll do my best. I'm not perfect at it either. In fact, I would say that I'm only average at it. I think the big thing, as long as you're not trying to get caught in it, it's fine. And that's just how I feel about every mechanic in the game. As long as you're trying to avoid it, even if you do it wrong, you can learn. You can still learn how to do it, how to pull it to the side. I forgot to do this, so that if I tab out, you guys can still hear some great bopping music. Alright, so Big Wave is just a raid wide. This is the mechanic, or this is a simplified version of the mechanic that gets people confused. So see this? It's going to swim around the arena. It's its tentacle. And then it's going to pop out, dealing a massive amount of damage. Now, there will be 2 of these tentacles. And all future versions of that ability. And if you get hit, you get toxicus, whatever, that is just poison, deals damage over time. So you just have to watch where they're both going and move away. So like over here is gonna be the safe spot. but I can't really explain how I know. It's just one of those, like, I kind of just see how they move and go, okay, I know where I'm moving. For that mechanic, you always step on a third one. You don't want to be on the second one. It just comes out too fast. You step on a third one next to the first one. Boy, that does not help at all, does it? So he does 3 sets of AoEs. You want to stand near the first one. You don't want to stand on the first or second one, but you want to stand near the first one. And then as the third set of AoEs appears, you want to go stand on that. Then when the first set resolves, you move to, like, into where the first set was. This way, little trusts. Yeah. They trusted me. I don't know why, but I'll take it. Like I said, big wave before is just a big raid wide. No sense to paint right now, as it's about to die. And that's really, that fight is you just gotta get used to the size of the Tentacles AoE and know which small corner of the field is safe to go stand in. Because once you kind of get the size of the AoE, or just know, like, go stand on the edge of the arena in the area that you think is safe, then you'll be able to dodge the AoEs almost every time. Years of game, like years. Like I said, I've played this game for about 10 or 11 years now, maybe longer if I'm being real. Does this cancel hammer? It does not. Ooh. I want to keep destroying the rampart. You want to destroy the rampart as best you can, as fast as you can, because it's the one summoning all these ads, and you can easily get overwhelmed if you don't. So I'm turning into single target here, because we were kind of playing too much with the ads as a group. And I didn't want to mess around with it like that, so... we're gonna paint up this motif. We're gonna use it immediately to kind of burn these ads down a little faster, because wow, I feel like our team's lacking a little bit of damage. Part of it's on me for sure. I don't know Pictomancer as much as I feel like I should at this point. Part of it's that we were just overwhelmed, because again, we had like 4 or 5 waves of the ad spawn. And normally, you would put your main focus on this, and if there's splash damage, that's cool. But you want to kill the... so like, they've already started to move mobs out of it, so much that my AoEs couldn't even hit them. It's not the tank's fault, he's just trying to pick shit up. The other jobs could be, other people could be helping out a little bit. Not picking up mobs, but focusing on the big boy. I guess you could pick up the mobs and bring them to the tank. If you and the tank, like, if the tank seems chill with it. Now I'm holding spells. We'd be done with this already if I was casting things like Wing Muse. But I want to hold my spells as much as I can, because we're about to hit a boss fight. Now I have max palette, I have max Holy and Whites, I have my big buff up, I have my Mog of Ages ready to be up, I have 2 hammer stamps. So we are ready to enter a big burst phase, which we're gonna do like this. 1, 2, Starry Muse, 3, negative palette. And then we're gonna go through these. Pop this, pop a hammer. Use the hammer because we're about to get into a spot where we have to move. Walk over here. Oh man. Here comes big AoE time. Big raid bind. So this one is a little bit awkward. You have to go stand like this. And you can't run through the middle part. Too many people I see do that. In this dungeon and in a bunch of other dungeons, if you see a big shiny purple thing under the boss, don't run under the boss. See how he's got that AoE here? He's putting down the stop field. You're gonna need to run over here, Serene. You should honestly just stay in melee. I don't... It's okay, they are new. They don't know the dungeon. We can't really blame them for that. I really can't help them though. Yep. Now the team's starting to put it together. Perfect. Fusion Ray again is a big AoE, so I pop Tempera Coat. Just keep the healer from having to focus any heals on me while we got some stuff going on. I know we have a Scenic Muse ready off cooldown, but we have no reason to utilize it. And again, we ninja everything we can for profit. I am a corpus scumbag in Warframe. The smudging is 5 seconds, so movement speed is really nice because then we can cast that to keep up and then use sprint afterwards. Hammer stamp, hammer brush, and hammer, or polishing hammer. Whoops. Drop one comet, drop another holy, paint one more time, because we're gonna have just enough health to do it. It'll help with this guy getting his HP low enough. So we can just move on. Remember, always paint between pulls, even if you can't utilize it right away, just having it up for when it does come off cooldown is good. Tank is pulling big here, and I respect it, but I'm worried about his HP. I say the tank is pulling big. This is a typical pull, but been kind of watching the Sage struggle to keep him like too good. Luckily, this split pretty well. You can kind of watch their HPs. Now, the last HP is the only one that matters, but It is spooky being the DPS and seeing the tank go down to like 10% HP. And then we have our final boss here. This guy's kind of cool. He's got a cool set of mechanics. The biggest one to worry about is, you'll see it, it's pretty early. He, drags you in, tangles you up, and makes you spin. And then you have to not fall into spikes while spinning. Tamer steeds, we're ready to go. Let's go, Roland. Come on, tanky boy, pull. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and pop this one GCD early. Oh, whoops, we missed our comment in black because I'm dumb. Billowing bolts is a big AoE. Raid wide, of course. Alright, he's about to do the thing. So he grabs us in, feathers us, and makes us spin. Now you loosely control how you go by moving the cursor above your head. Touching the spikes at all gives you a bleed, which nobody's gotten. Luckily. And the bleed is, it's moderate. It's healable. 100%. Billowing bolts continues to be a big raid wide. Pretty easy stuff so far. Wild Weave. He drops 2 sets of ropes, like tied curtain ropes, and he tethers to one. This time he's tethering to the green one or the one with 2 knots. And he's channeling power into them, so they're all going to explode. So you want to go stand under a yellow one, or the one with 3 knots. Color-coded and visually distinct from each other as a way to help for people who are colorblind. So, on the second one, he's going to dash across the room, and then he's going to do a big line AoE. Then he's going to do it one more time, and you just have to watch where he goes. So he goes to the right side, so you want to pull a little left. And I like to do this kind of like wide swing. Now we're going to finish painting our motifs, because we're about to enter big burst phase. We'll go ahead and just do that. Another raid wide. Throw a shield on everyone just for a little bit of assistance here in case they get hit by Wild Weave. We should kill him here with the limit break. Yeah. Pretty good. Not the best explaining. This dungeon has a lot of stuff that I view as just, you just kind of do. Because you get used to how like the game flows. It's really a like a story / level skip gate, because if you don't understand like the typical size of hidden AoEs and things like that, it becomes kind of difficult. All right, so for leveling roulette, we have either machinist or black mage before I set all the jobs back in here, and it looks like we are going to get machinist. We did indeed get machinist. So next will be black mage. So we're machinist for leveling roulette. Do in. Make sure I didn't get any materia. Perfect. I think while queued in, we're gonna go ahead and reset my floor 61. It's kind of sad because it was actually a real. Oh, well, I can't do it right now. But it was was a really good run. But due to the fact that I'm probably going to be getting the grips after getting 6 grips after we finish roulettes, I forgot to check party finder. Is there Math Ordeals in here? Math Ordeals is not in here yet. Or still? Just dotting it once for the totems plus glams. Last cat I need for Ugly Mount. Haven't cleared, but I've watched vids. Swing to assist. Watch an unseen guide. Let's get this clear. Yeah. De-rust into farm. DPS in support west. DPS east. Wingies. Usual Hexter melee uptime. Adds and on heck. Yeah. I want to get into the raid scene, like the extreme trials and savage stuff, but I don't want to get like pre-spoiled for a lot of the stuff. So I have been I've been thinking about it, but it's just kind of sad whenever I go in and everyone's like, let's use this strat, and I had to be like, which strat? The Hector strat? Which extra strat? Hector released like 6 strats. The newest one? The old one? It's always... I mean, it's interesting, don't get me wrong. I like listening, like, other people break down the best strategies and what not to use, but I do kind of like learning it on my own. I don't know, maybe that's childish. Whatever. I think we're actually gonna withdraw and clear selection. I think we're just gonna go ahead and do this now. I don't want to do more roulettes, so let's go ahead and get our Aether gear, our grips, all 6 of them. And you do have to do it like this because you can't, as far as I could tell, you can't like do it any other way. I wish they'd let you just be like, give me 6 grips. So we're at 3. Like I said, we're going to go for 6 because we're just going to go for 2 of the weapons. So, in the final one. And then we will request to keep the aetherpool gear. Now, we don't have any. So, we're going to go up the list, starting with the sage weapons. Exchange. And the estrometer. There are one thing I'm going to do to make the instances a little more interesting. We are going to do random, like I was saying, but we're going to only include DPS into this run. However, there is also one other condition that I'm adding to this, and that is that I do not want to play Monk. I will play any other of the DPS. I do not want to play Monk. Yes, that does also include that I'm willing to play Black Mage. But in place of Monk, I'm going to add we'll add Paladin to the list. First thing I'm going to do is edit the video title from Random Duties Chill Vibe to Training Arc Palace of the Dead. Getting aetherpool gear and attempting to learn EOTD. to clear to 200 without a guide. Boom. Now, we can roll and see what we get. So let's go ahead and add Paladin. You know what? I'll add Dark Knight as well. I'm not going to add Gunbreaker. I was just running it. Dragoon, Ninja, Samurai, Reaper, Viper, Bard, Machinist, Dancer. Oh, you know what? Dancer also isn't going to be fun, but I'm going to include it. Black Mage, Summoner, Red Mage, and Picto Mancer. All right, we're going to spin the wheel. See what we get. And we got... Oh, God, no. It gave me Black Mage. Oh, God. All right, removing it from the wheel. Is this what I'm going to look like for the entire run? Let's see. Don't worry about that. Ooh, I like this one. Let's use this for the run. Okay. Looks like we're going to be doing Black Mage for House of Dead, starting at level 1 with 15-19 stats. Now, we do get to start, luckily, with ranged options. I just don't think it's going to be that good of a run. But we'll see. I am going to do this without a guide, which might be dumb, but as I was saying about like the extreme trials and savage raids, I want to get in and learn the mechanics of the fights, and what to do without a guide. I think it's more fun that way. One thing I do know, obviously, is that I don't want to... Weird, my playback was wrong. Oh, God. What I don't want to do is leave myself in a position to fail super hard. Oh, that's right. I should have grabbed all my sustaining potions, too. Oh, dear. We have 57. All right. Now, we are going to kind of just play with ice for a while. Because ice is fine in these early floors, and it's not easy to swap between things until we hit level 4. So until we hit level 4, we're just going to be throwing ice at people, which I don't see a big issue with. Seems to be working just fine, if I'm being 100% honest. So while we're fighting, not necessarily on these early floors, but on the like mid to later floors, I know we're going to need to be paying a lot of attention. We got 2 steals, which is nice. We're most certainly going to need it. Alright, so now we can start casting fire on some people. And then swapping back to get our ice, or our MP back. Ooh, a flight this early feels bad. That feels kind of toxic. But it is what it is. Oh, the awkward floor. Oh, a strength. That'll be nice. And we are going to save basically every Pomander we pick up, except intuitions and Oh, there's a couple others, but I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. I'll remember as we run through. But intuitions, just because there's an achievement for getting a ton of the accursed horde stuff. Right, so this is the actual exit. So we are going to clear this, but ultimately, I'll wait to grab that chest until we come back. There's no sense running in the room all the way, then out of the room. So we're gaining experience quite fast. Now we have Thunder, which will be good for bosses. Again, not really all that great for the basics of the run. However, leveling up is also refilling our mana, so we haven't actually had to leave fire phase since we entered it. We did get an intuition, so like I said, we're going to instantly pop that bad boy. Because, you know, easy peasy, am I right? This guy respawn. Alright, so we're gonna get the treasure coffer and move on. A commander site, so we have 2 of those. That's really good. If we get a 3rd one, we will use sights, safety, strength, steel, and a few of the other ones when we find a 3rd one, like immediately when we find a 3rd one. Early on. Later, we'll be saving them for as long as we can. We one-shot both of these, but that goblin we will not one-shot. However, he is 3 levels above us, but we do quite a bit of damage, so I don't think it'll be that bad. I think the big thing for the rest of this, or the big thing for the Black Mage here, is that it does a lot of damage. Obviously, it's Black Mage. But for most of the dungeon, we're going to be spamming Fire 4. We will, or Fire 4 will be at the end of the dungeon. For most of the leveling process in here, we'll be just using Fire 1. Which feels a little bit lame, but Black Mage, what are you supposed to do about it? We are also looking for the accursed horde, which hopefully is in this last room. If not, I'll be really confused. Yeah, there it is. And we're just back to full mana. It's wonderful. These levels come so fast that it feels like we're not really having to do much. Get our branded coffer. Avoid a potential trap there by sidestepping like a weirdo. Oh. That's awkward. I don't have any of the echo drops or whatever they're called. Let's see. Fortune. Fortune is a good one. We could use this kind of whenever. But I'm gonna save it. So this room has a wanderer, and we know because there's only one mob in here. But the there he is, probably. And we leveled up, so we're just gonna 2-tap this guy. 3-tap, I guess. Another intuition. It's floor 4, so yep, we're gonna go ahead and pop it. That should level me up. Yeah. We'll just continue casting fires then. Yeah, I'm not in a big rush. We do need to kind of kill everything we see right now. but we're not going like out of our way to hunt. So like we'll kill this, then we'll run back. We're not gonna stay here and wait for, you know, like we're not gonna go chase that guy down. Who's over there? Hold on. Well, as good as this run was, I just got called into work, so I have to go do that. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the flip side.